Peace, everybody. What's good? This is boy Coach Malachi Williams, and you are now tuned to True Media Today USA Boxing. Let's go.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble.
I bet everybody check this out. Last night, man, we had a really, really good fight party. I really did enjoy the fight with John Ryder and Canelo Alvarez. Both of those guys put on a phenomenal performance. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I picked Canelo to knock John Ryder out between the rounds of 6 and 8 because I looked at a lot of his fights. I looked at about 4 of John Ryder's fights. I don't like the way, I never liked the way when a lot of times when he shot the backhand, he kind of leaned, he kind of put too much weight over his base. You know what I mean? And I just felt like that if he fought Canelo very, very aggressively, and John Ryder is an aggressive fighter, and I felt like if he fought Canelo too aggressive, because Canelo is pretty much a very good counterpuncher, that it would leave John Ryder open to get hit with a lot of power shots. John Ryder switched that up last night. He didn't fight the way I thought he was going to fight. As a matter of fact, John Ryder fought a whole lot better than I thought he was going to fight. And he put on a masterful performance, in my opinion. Canelo did win the fight. He did win the fight. But I was just very, very surprised at John Ryder's grit and toughness. I was under the impression that, hey, man, John Ryder, you're fighting Canelo in his own backyard, Guadalajara, Mexico. You're fighting in his backyard, his hometown. The prodigal son has returned. You're fighting him in front of his family. His abuela was out there as well. I think she was like 93, 94 years old. His wife, his kids, all the tenderonis. You're fighting him in front of the Mexican government. Mauricio Suleiman is there as well. You're fighting him in front of the Mexican cartel, and John Ryder, you're going to be intimidated by the moment. John Ryder was not intimidated. John Ryder was like, look here, man, I'm coming to win this fight, man. I don't care nothing about no fighting in Mexico. I don't care nothing about this guy being undisputed. I don't care nothing about the drug cartels being there, his abuela and his family. Man, I'm coming to win this fight. John Ryder came to win this fight. John Ryder was catching Canelo with some good right hooks around the guard, and the uppercut could not miss. The backhand, the uppercut with the backhand, because John Ryder's a southpaw, that uppercut could not miss. If John Ryder threw that uppercut 10 times, he was splitting the guard. When Canelo was in the high guard, he landed it all 10 times. He couldn't miss. Canelo got hurt a couple of times, in my opinion. I know how you Canelo fans is. Y'all gonna go to crying and get mad. Oh, man, he hating. Yada, 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 yada. If you want to unsubscribe, please do and leave. I care nothing about, some of you guys, not all of the Canelo fans, but he have a radical base of fans. They just beyond fanboys. Some of them, not the Canelo fans, but the fanboys. They just, bro, like, y'all get on my nerves. Please unsubscribe and leave. I don't want you over here. Now, back to what I was saying. Did Canelo fight a perfect fight? No, he didn't. He didn't fight a perfect fight at all. As a matter of fact, after Canelo, knocked John Ryder down, that's when the fight started. After John Ryder got knocked down in the 5th round, and I thought Canelo was going to stop him because there was enough time to stop him. He wasn't able to stop him. After that, John Ryder kind of picked up the pace a little bit, and Canelo was kind of tired. And I saw it. He was breathing hard. When Canelo gets tired, when he started getting hit with shots and he can't get out of the way of the shot. When he's not able to slip and counter, he wasn't able to slip and counter, and then Canelo became kind of predictable in his offense. I wrote some things down that I noticed in the fight. The reason why Canelo tires out guys is because Canelo loads up on a lot of power shots. So Canelo, what he likes to do is he'll come to you in the high guard, rock side to side or whatever the case may be, to try to get you to open up. And as soon as you open up a little bit, he likes to load up on that left hook and throw it and go to left hook to the body. That's one of his patent moves, right? The only problem with that is because Canelo throws a lot of power shots, it tires you out a lot faster. So these are kill shots. He likes to throw those hard shots to try to wear you down, and then, a lot of guys, they mentally and physically get fatigued, and then he get them out of there. Okay, that wasn't working with John Ryder. So Canelo's going to have to know how to box a little bit more instead of loading up on all of the shots. Literally, all of the offensive sequences that I saw, that I seen last night that Canelo was doing, that's a lot of the stuff that he works on in training with Eddie Reynoso. And it seems like the Eddie Reynoso only works on power shots. You're going to have to work on conserving Canelo's energy by having him box a little bit more. Work behind the jab. there was not a lot of working behind the jab that I saw last night, right? And if you look at the knockdown, Canelo dropped John Ryder with the two-piece down the pipe. Two-piece down the pipe, 1-2 down the middle. That's what dropped him. The straight shots dropped John Ryder. But the loading up on the shots, the power shots, you know what I mean? That tires him out. That's another thing. And so that's what it is. So what happens is when he gets tired, if you could take Canelo past 5 rounds, those power shots won't be won't be that effective. Then you can pretty much, and then you can put him on the back foot. So John Ryder did some of that as well. Canelo can't fight good off that back foot from what I noticed. Offensively, Canelo became very predictable. You knew he was going to throw the left hook to the body. You knew he was going to tap, throw the double jab, and then come with the right cross. You know that he's going to throw the wide right hook around the guard and stuff like that. You knew that. So he kept repeating those same sequences over and over throughout the fight. And John Ryder was timing Canelo. You know what I mean? Sometimes he'll get caught with some power shots, but he'll take it, and then he'll bounce right back and come back and counter Canelo off of his offense, and that's how Canelo was getting caught clean. Very similar to what D'Mitry Bivol was doing. Very similar to what D'Mitry Bivol was doing. You get what I'm saying? So he was becoming very predictable. John Ryder, he took the fight to Canelo throughout the fight in certain spots. It was certain spots in that fight where John Ryder took it to Canelo. You know, the uppercut right up the middle. He was pivoting. He was pivoting on the front foot. He was giving him angles in the pocket. You know what I mean? He was countering Canelo. You get what I'm saying? Now, John Ryder's face was busted up. He was bleeding and everything. But let me tell you something. John Ryder was tough, bro. He was a lot tougher than I thought he was. A lot of people picked John Ryder to get knocked out. A lot of people. The only people that I knew that was picking John Ryder and was saying that John Ryder was a lot tougher than I'm giving him credit for was the people from the UK. Halim, Bush the Cadman Cassidy. Those people from the UK were saying that. Anybody outside of the UK, don't go to leave no comments in my section, and don't leave no comments in my comment section talking about, we told your coach about John Ryder. You ain't tell me shit. If you ain't from the UK, shut the fuck up. You ain't tell me a goddamn thing. Because everybody picked John Ryder to get knocked out to Canelo. So cut it out. I don't want to hear no Monday morning quarterback. Let's see what else we got. And let's talk about what does Canelo go from here? Canelo, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like, you know, the road is not gonna be easy from this point forward. Canelo said he want to fight D'Mitry Bivol. Bro, if he fight D'Mitry Bivol, I like D'Mitry Bivol 7 days a week and twice on Sundays. I'm pretty sure Canelo fans are not confident about that fight. You know, as a matter of fact, you know, D'Mitry Bivol, you know, he may end up stopping Canelo this time. You know what I mean? Or beating him worse. Because Canelo gasses out, and if he comes with that same game plan, and you know, if Canelo, because when Canelo gets tired, he like to tell you to come on and lean on the ropes and come at him. And when he does that, he's tired. And I think that this time D'Mitry Bivol is going to pick up the pace on him. You know, because if you fight him at a higher pace and take him past 5 rounds, he really doesn't have anything after that. He's going to fight off heart, grit, and determination. And Canelo is a warrior now. He is a warrior. But his fatigueness comes from he's loading up on power shots. And if you can't get him out of there with that power, then what? You're going to be forced to box and grind it out. And that's where the problem lies at. And by Canelo being a smaller fighter, you're not going to blast everybody out with your power. Once you can't blast them out, then what? You're going to have to fight and box. And that's where the trouble lies at with Canelo. So if I'm Canelo, man, stay the hell away from D'Mitry Bivol. But now you have those other guys in the super middleweight division. You have the David Morrells. You have the David Benavidez's. You know, those guys are younger, fresher. They have a gas tank. You know what I mean? So listen, it's not going to be easy for Canelo from this point forward. And I think a lot of you Canelo fans, especially the fanboys, y'all going to have to realize that, boy, it ain't going to look easy from this point forward. But the good thing is that's what boxing is all about. Boxing is not supposed to be easy, especially when you're fighting on that elite level. When you're fighting on an elite level, it's not supposed to be easy. It's going to be hard. And I really appreciate, you know, Canelo taking those tough fights. John Ryder wasn't mandatory. So for people saying that a cherry pick that went wrong, this wasn't a cherry pick. He was fighting his mandatory. John Ryder wasn't mandatory. D'Mitry Andrade had an opportunity to be in this exact same position that John Ryder was in, but D'Mitry Andrade pulled out of the fight to fight John Ryder. I think it was either John Ryder or Zach Parker, one of the two. He pulled out of that fight, and it opened up the door for John Ryder to fight Zach Parker, whom he beat, and then now he fought Canelo. So, you know, I mean, the cherry pick going wrong, that's inaccurate. That's not right. You know what I mean? This wasn't a cherry pick. This is a mandatory. And when you have a belt, you are a champion. Or you know what I mean? You have to defend your fights. You have to defend your belts against the mandatories. That's just what it is. He fought his WBO mandatory. Now, I want to address something that Eddie Reynoso said and address something that a lot of people, critics say about Canelo not fighting black fighters. Now, Eddie Reynoso did an interview with the news outlet, Hispanic news outlet, and he basically said that the Shakur Stevenson and Oscar Valdez fight was hard because Shakur Stevenson, he stuck his hand out there holding, he like to hold, he stick his lead hand out there, right? You know what I mean? To measure his guy up. To measure the fighter up, and then right when you get in there, he uses his target practice, hold you out there with the lead hand, and bam, hit you with the backhand, go to the jab to the body, stuff like that, frustrate his fighters. And he said that, a lot of the black fighters, he said the Negros in there, in the interview, the Negros, you know what I mean? He said that what they like to do is they'll throw a jab or two, throw 2 or 3 punches, land some clean shots, and win the round. So, Dante's Boxing Nation shot a video on it. A couple of other fighters, content creators shot a video on it. And what they're saying is, to people who are critics of Canelo Alvarez, he don't like to fight the slick black fighters. What Eddie Reynoso said yesterday in that interview, or 2 days ago in that interview, is adding fuel to the fire from what they're saying, like the Aki TVs and stuff like that. They're saying that if your trainer, Eddie Reynoso, is saying that this is why we don't like to fight those type of fighters, the Negro fighters, who, they don't really fight. They like to throw 2 or 3 clean jabs, move, run. They don't like to sit in one spot, whatever. And footwork. Fighters with footwork and that can box circles around you. Basically, what he's saying. He don't like to fight those type of fighters. Now, what they're saying is this add credence to what they're saying. This is why Canelo Alvarez ducked Jamal Charlo. This is why he ducked Boo Boo Andrade. This is why he don't fight the slick black fighters and stuff like that because of what his trainer is saying. Now, what Eddie Reynoso said. It doesn't make Canelo look good because my thing is Eddie Reynoso is also Canelo's matchmaker. So I think that's his matchmaker. So if he's the matchmaker, then this would explain why, in the eyes of Canelo's critics, this is why he stayed away from those type fighters because he didn't like the matchup. Because the matchup-wise, Canelo doesn't look good in front of those type of fighters. This is what they're saying. They're taking it and running with it. They're making all kind of content right now. I told you guys last night, if you look at my fight part of what I said last night, I said I'm going to give you tomorrow's headlines today. Videos you're going to see now is going to be Canelo got exposed. Canelo, he's slowing down. And he did look slow last night. He looked slow last night, but because he was tired. But you're going to see a lot of that. Cherry pick went wrong. All those are going to be the headlines. And some of the Canelo fanboys are going to be furious because they worship Canelo. You know what I mean? You have certain fighters, they have a fan base that worship them, and they will attack you, be mad, furious, online about it. This is a Canelo video, John Ryder video, so I'm not even going to talk about those other fighters. But there's some out there, I mentioned it. Please, all of you guys, unsubscribe and leave. I don't want your ass over here. Go back to those pro fighters who you love so much channels, because I'm not a pro certain fighter channel. I don't care nothing about you niggas' feelings. I don't give a fuck about the Mexican niggas, the white niggas, the black niggas, or the Asian niggas. I really don't give a fuck. All of y'all can. If you don't like it, you can leave. I don't give a fuck. Believe that. Listen, I offend everybody because I tell the truth. And if you don't like it, leave. Unsubscribe. I don't give a fuck. I don't need you. Anyways, back to what I was saying though. So that's what those guys are going to say. They're going to say that. And it is what it is. People are entitled to their opinion. It's not my job to try to, I'm not a part of the John Ryder defense team or the Canelo defense team. My job is not here to defend any fighter. I don't have a dog in the race. I'm going to tell it the way I see it. If you like it, cool. If you don't like it, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. But I think that Canelo is going to have to work on his stamina or just change his boxing style a little bit. I didn't see a lot of the lateral movement, the upper body lateral movement that Canelo likes to do in the pocket when he slips and counters. None of that was there last night. I didn't see none of the upper body lateral movement. So I wonder why we haven't seen that. Me personally, Canelo's had 65 fights, I think. I think he's 59-2-2. 59-2-2. So that's 59, 61, 63. Yeah, he's had like 63. He's like 59-2-2. Yeah, 59. So he said 63 fights. That's a lot of wear and tear on someone that'll be 33 years old in July. So he'll be 33 in July. He's had 63 fights. He has a net worth of probably $200 million, almost $200 million now after this fight. He has a lot of money waking up on silk sheets. you know, some people saying that he's slowing down. Canelo is the type of fighter you're going to have to drag him and carry him out of the ring. I don't see Canelo retiring, but what's going to happen is he's going to run up on somebody, and they probably going to stop him. They probably going to stop him because he's a Mexican warrior. So you're going to have to kill Canelo in that ring, and that's what probably is going to have to happen in order for him to probably say, you know what, he's done. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, tell me what you guys think about what I said. You know, please hate, like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? See you guys tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know my motto, don't beat me there, beat me there. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.